Ding, ding, ding. Oh, it's already morning. Oh, how do you do? Well, I didn't know you were coming this early. Want to hear the story of mashed potatoes versus pizza?
Yeah.
So, it goes like this. So, there's this man that made potions, and he made this potion that made things that were dead, like food, like if it was dead, if you spill it on there, then it would be alive. So once he was working on his potion, and then he put it aside, and he put his food on his table, because it was lunchtime, and he was eating his food, when he had pizza and mashed potatoes for his lunch, and so he accidentally spilled the potion onto his food. And then, so, the mashed potatoes and the pizzas started attacking the old man. And that was how he was very mad at his pizzas. And then the mashed potatoes, tried to help the old man. And, they tried to punch the pizzas because when the potion spilled onto them, the pizzas and the mashed potatoes grew arms and legs and mouths and eyes and hands and fingers and toes and feet. So, there was this really. So once, there's this little boy, mashed potato, and his name was Bob. He asked his mother if he could go outside. She said no. He begged her and begged her until she said yes. She said no because the pizzas usually attacked, but they never know when they would attack. So he played outside when the pizzas attacked. Quickly, he took a stick and a rock and threw some rocks, and he aimed right at a fully grown man pizza. Wake up, Charlie. And so he that was a father of a little pizza girl named Drentia. And she got really mad when the mailman came, and the mother took some mail, and she just swung the mail out of her hand and took it and read it. Her eyes turned from green to pink, from pink to purple, from purple to red, from red to dark red. Well, she was very mad, and she had a very, very nasty plan for that little mashed potato boy. She wanted to steal a potion from the grandpa. She wanted to steal poison. So she crept up onto the table, out of the fence, and took this big, big bottle compared to her, of course, she's a little pizza. And she took it, she ran, she made a little crack in the rock of the fence. She saw him. Well, and come on, wake up, Charlie. And sorry, my brother there is sleeping and snoring too loud. So so she spilled the bottle onto him, but nothing happened. Because of course, she didn't know that she was food. So she thought that they were humans, just like Grandpa. Grandpa George was the person who made the potions. It never worked. But I will tell you the story of how she became friends with the young mashed potato named Bob. Dreamia always wanted to be a mashed potato. And that was how she was very mad at mashed potatoes every time she even heard the voice. She was the meanest, scariest pizza in the whole valley. She was like a pirate, more or less. And she also really sometimes she faked. She faked. No one knew she wanted to be a mashed potato, but she did. She faked. She faked that she hated mashed potatoes. She faked that she loved being a pizza. So, one day, the little mashed potato, who was a very foolish one, did something very, very dangerous. He climbed over the mashed potato wall. He saw Dreamia, the young little pizza girl. And then she saw him. She jumped on him and said something in pizza language. The young mashed potato was very surprised, for he was not a pizza and did not know the pizza language. So, very confused. He tried to talk, for when she read books, Dreamia read books, and so she knew lots about mashed potato talk that he tried to speak in mashed potato talk because he didn't know any other language. And she was also very confused because she just jumped on his throat. So how can you really understand someone's standing on their throat when you're standing on their throat? So he tried to talk. Then she jumped off and she said, "I need my throat for talking. Thank you." And he got all the dust off him. Well, he just made the, motion of getting dust off you. But he didn't really have dust on him anyway. But whatever. So he had this friend, which was his pet, and when he realized who she really was, he screamed and ran back over the fence into his house and kept screaming until he jumped onto his bed. For she was still very confused. And also, when she actually realized what she just done, she was very proud, but she was so mad when she remembered that she let him go. Well, as for him, he was still screaming, and like all mashed potatoes and all food, they knew how to all mashed potatoes and all food knew how to protect themselves. but Bob did not. So his mother, he got lost one day, and so, his mother, this weird old mashed potato man, came sliding in to their house and said, well, anyway, the woman, well, they were at her work because Bob has no school, no one to take care of him, so the mom took him to her work. She wrote books. She was an author, and so she, come on, wake up, Charlie! And sorry about that. And so she kind of was really surprised and asked him, would you like to get a book? And he's like, no! And then she said, why are you here then? He said, I came here for your son. And then she stared at him. And she said, is this your principal? Have you done anything wrong at school or something? No, he said, I'm not his principal or his teacher or anything like that. I wanted to introduce him to a pizza. What? Said Bob's mother. And then she said, it's our only chance. We want peace to be converted in the pizzas and the mashed potatoes. So, he was talking about Dreamelia. And everyone knows that that's bad. So, he just grabbed the boy by his hand. They tugged and pulled. The mother tugged right, and he pulled left out of her work to the entrance. Then he pulled him out and just swung him right next to him. And then he walked very slowly and jumped into a car and put him in, and next to him sat, you'll never believe it, a pizza. Now, that pizza was Dreamelia, and that is bad. So, he took them to their house. He stared at her. She made a face at him after that. They kept arguing after things. They kept arguing, and then Dreamelia actually hit him, and then he gave her a scratch and stuff like that, and until after that, they actually calmed down for some reason, and they became he actually really saw a real buttercup. His first buttercup that was not made of mashed potatoes in his life. It was a pizza one. He never saw a pizza thing before in his whole entire life. It looked beautiful. Then Dreamelia saw a real mashed potato flour. She never ever saw Buttercup like that. She never saw a mashed potato thing, 'cause she was a pizza. Just wake up, Charlie. And then, so they swapped the flowers. Well, when they walked out the garden, Bob took a pizza flower, and Jamelia she picked the mashed potato flower. She gave him the mashed potato flower, and he gave her the beautiful pizza flower. The end. And that is how they became friends. Just wake up, Charlie!